Hey, what's going on, you guys? And welcome to episode of API. I am your host, Allison Jones, or better yet, Allison Scott LJ. And we are going to dive in today. And I'm going to introduce you, right? I'm going to act like you don't know. Okay. I want to make you aware. That's the purpose of this channel, to just bring awareness to all these different changes that are happening in the financial landscape, just showing the connections between these technologies, innovations, our purpose, authenticity, just all of these things coming together, right? And where we're headed in the world with these new financial systems, these new tools. So today we're getting straight into wallets, Web3 wallets, blockchain cryptocurrency wallets, and my top 10 for you, okay? The ones I have on my personal phone, the ones that I've used in some type of capacity or way. I want to share them with you so that way you can do your own research, you can look into it as well. And we're going to get straight into the top wallets that I see. Like I said, that I'm using, literally have them on my phone that you can consider using to store your cryptocurrencies, tokens, NFTs, and other assets as well. All right. Because there will be other assets that you'll be able to use within these wallets, like stable coins. And it's a lot of different things that are coming on board. But for right now, let's stick to cryptocurrencies, tokens, NFTs, and any other coins you can think of. All right. So getting right into it. First things first, before I even get to naming anything, right? First, why is it important to have a cryptocurrency wallet? Like, why do you need to be holding coins, tokens, NFTs? What is an NFT? Like, why do you need your own wallet? Well, to give an example, I mean, it's just like anything else. Why do you have a wallet in your bag or in your pocket or in your purse, right? You have your own personal wallet, right? Nobody should be touching that wallet, right? All right, so we're gonna stick to that right there. That's the first thing. Okay, that wallet holds your life pretty much, your license. Maybe your passport ID card. You may have a separate, regular passport book, right? It also holds, your cash, your coins, your everything, your cards, your bank cards, right? So with that being said, uh, this is the same thing. Even when you log in, you're on your phone, right? You now have an Apple wallet. You now have an Android wallet. Even Starbucks has a wallet for you to, add payments. Anything that you have to add your payments to, right, is a wallet. Anything that you can add funds to, and it just holds the funds is a wallet in a way, right? Even Facebook has a wallet for you. I mean, so the thing is, everybody wants to hold your money. Okay. Everybody wants to hold your money. And the importance of you knowing about these wallets, these decentralized wallets, right? In this blockchain crypto space is because you get to, even though someone else created these apps, they're decentralized on the blockchain, which means you, and their self-custody. The key word is self-custody as well. I want to make sure I iterate that. You get to hold your own money as though you are your own bank. And you have the keys to your bank. The same way how you hold your wallet in your pocket, right? The same way how you have to put a passcode on your phone so no one accesses your Apple wallet, you trying to use a fake Face ID or any of those things, or a fake passcode, is the same reason why you need these wallets, because the financial system is changing, and we're going to be spending money in the language of tokens, NFTs, all these different coins and different types of assets. And again, I'm going to mention stable coins because you're going to hear that a lot. There was a bill that was just passed about that. So with that being said, The reason why you need a cryptocurrency wallet is so that you can hold your coins and have your keys to your own wallet. Nobody else should be holding your wallet. No bank, no exchange. Um, yeah, unless you're just doing a quick transaction to get your money in and out, you should have your own wallet the same way how you have a wallet in your pocket. So this is the first step, having your own wallet and choosing who you want to have that wallet through. The thing about crypto and the blockchain space is that you can have multiple wallets and you can have them with multiple providers or multiple applications. Right now, I'm only focusing on apps and web apps and just regular mobile apps where you can actually self custody your own coins and tokens and NFTs and etc. But eventually, we will get into hardware wallets, and you can do your own research to find like physical hardware wallets, like the Ledger and Trezor. Those are different hardware wallets that you can actually store coins on as well. And there are plenty other ones, but we'll get into that later. So right now, the main thing is what? You need a wallet so that you can store your NFTs, your tokens, your cryptocurrency, and you can have access to it. Your bank, your own bank, your keys, your wallet, right? It's not somebody having access and saying they're going to shut you down out of your bank, out of your wallet because, for any reason. The only person that can shut you out is yourself or unless you give somebody your keys. And we'll get into that soon as well. All right. So, the second reason why it is important to have a decentralized wallet versus a centralized wallet, okay? And you should be able to see the image right here, where within this image is just giving you an example of the differences between a decentralized wallet and a centralized wallet, okay? So, for an example, like I just said, your bank, Bank of America, uh, I was about to say Wachovia, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, any of these banks, Citibank, any of these banks, right? Even your credit union, they are centralized, right? So at any point in time, if their systems, algorithms, or even if they decide that they want to, freeze your accounts, right? For any reason, even PayPal, right? PayPal is centralized as well. Um, but if they decide they want to freeze your accounts for any reason, then you have to be at their beck and call to, submit these documents or prove something to them. And sometimes you may not have to prove anything. Maybe they're just going to shut it down and you won't have access to anything, right? So that's a centralized way. Someone else controlling your money, right? And for so long, there has been someone between you and your money. Now, I get it. There are pros and cons, right? So everybody's not really going to be into the decentralized way of living where you can literally control your own money, right? And it may also be 50-50. You may be controlling your own money, but you may be still moving money through the regular banks, through different exchanges, things like that, because you have to go on these different accounts, you have to go on these different websites, these different apps to make money, to retrieve money, to receive deposits, in regular cash, right? But you can also do the same thing in a decentralized way, by receiving dollar forms of coins, and that's through a stable coin. Okay, so let me tell you right now, there is so much information, and to make sure that I stick to exactly what you need, right? These will be in different segments, so you'll catch plenty of videos coming out where I'll just continue to break this down to make sure you have a complete understanding as I'm learning, which I've already learned a lot. So I'll just continue to share that here with you and even do some walkthroughs and tutorials, all right? So the main thing is Uh, the importance of centralized and decentralized is also the main mantra of the crypto space is not your keys, not your coins, right? Because if someone else has the keys to your house, literally the keys to your wallet are literally like the keys to your house, the keys to your bank. So if someone else has the keys to your bank, right? You just walk outside, and you give a random stranger your keys, right, to your car, to your wallet, to anything that is of value to you. And you say, hey, whenever you feel like it, just go in, just do whatever you need to do. Hey, even lock me out, right? So the thing is, a decentralized wallet just gives you access to where what they call, you may have a seed phrase, you may have a private key. Eventually, you may not even have to even know that you have these things, because the industry is changing in such a rapid way right now, where some people will come into wallets and they'll never even know that they even have to have all of these different things, like keys to access their wallets and seed phrases to store somewhere in a private place. So that way, if you ever lose a device, you can re-download the app and just put in the seed phrase and it'll bring up your wallet, right? So these are just different aspects to how you can think about the importance of having a wallet, and then the differences of a decentralized wallet and a centralized wallet, right? A bank holding your money versus you holding your money. That's it, right? And then you still have the middleman or the middle ground of where you'll still be transacting on these different platforms. You'll still be going on, all these different platforms. And if you're in business, you'll still possibly even be using Stripe, because Stripe offers cryptocurrency payments as well now. Shopify, all of these different industries and different big companies are now showing their integrations, and eventually it's going to become more prominent. So I just want to make sure that we get a head start and just make you aware of this. All right, so that's the second reason of why it is important, and just knowing decentralized, which I'll go into more in a few other videos. But decentralized, you own your bank, you own your keys, and no one can access your money unless you give them your keys, right? Centralized, the bank holds your keys for you. They're like, yeah, we'll make sure your money is safe. You'll have full support, all of that. And just to iterate, some decentralized wallets still actually have full support, customer support. Some of them now are actually making it easy for you to be able to access your coins or your wallet, just in case you forget all your information. You're just like, you know what? I thought I was gonna remember. I thought I was gonna remember where I put it. It's very prominent in this space. If you've ever heard of the man who was looking for his Bitcoin in this waste field for a very long time, because he lost his laptop and he couldn't access his Bitcoin, and it's like worth $80 million right now, right? And he won't get that back, but and there are other things as well, where you've heard exchanges being hacked, you know, these different things, and even scams. Everybody's seen a Bitcoin scam on Instagram, where maybe somebody you were related to or somebody you were following, one day they were they self, and then the next day they were talking about, how they trade, and, talk to them about Bitcoin. And then they DM you and you find out that it's not them, or either you fall for it, right? And so, all of these different aspects is just basically dealing with the security of why it's important for you to, one, get to know how to really take care of your own money, and then to also just pay attention to seeing what's happening and how to see through some of the scams and some of everything that's going on, right? Just to keep an eye out, period. So this space is not really, something that everybody is going to really get into immediately. But I will say people will be into it without even knowing it, eventually over time within the next few years. So, yep. So the third reason, um, like I said, this is where we're heading. And it's important to go ahead and start taking it serious now, as even big institutions are showing more involvement. Laws are being passed, and it's better to be ahead of the curve and in tune versus having to catch up. And even though this is still the beginning of another internet era, this information doesn't even include AI, right? And how it will be involved. So all I'm saying is I'm about to go ahead and list these wallets. So choose one or two of these wallets and download it and walk through the steps to at least see what it's like to hold your own money in your own bank in a way. Maybe buy you $5 of Bitcoin. Heck, you can buy $5 of Bitcoin on Cash App and then send it to one of these wallets. That's a good way to test as well. You can go on one of these wallets, buy Ethereum. If you don't know how to do any of that stuff, there are plenty of tutorials, and then I'll have some on the way as well. But for right now, yeah, at least you'll get to see what it's like and go from there. So without further ado, you can go ahead and these are not in any specific order. I'm literally just giving you, I will let you know the importance of how I feel about them or whatnot. But like I say, you do your own research and go from there. So most of these wallets are available online, in the App Store for your iPhone and for your Android. So we have internet money, all right? And as you can see on the screen, the image, so just in case you need to know exactly what it looks like, internet money, I like. They have, if there are different coins that are offered that may not be on certain exchanges yet or just like in certain wallets yet offered. So internet money, like for instance, there's a coin called Pulse Chain, and they offer the ability to purchase that coin or whatnot, but you can hold NFTs. The UI, which is like the user experience or just how it looks, right, and feels, the intuitiveness of just using it is pretty sleek. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it's a good wallet. It has a really good walkthrough. So when you start, it immediately will let you know, what you need to do step by step. It doesn't take long to set it up. And yep, and then you just go from there. So make sure you check out Internet Money. Trust Wallet is a great wallet. It's been around for a while. And I think Trust Wallet, you can do Bitcoin, Ethereum, literally mostly all coins. I'm not sure if it's a DeFi wallet. DeFi is decentralized finance. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you are into trading, if you are into DeFi, Internet Money is a good DeFi wallet. Trust Wallet, I've just used it mainly just for just sending regular basic transactions like Ethereum from here to there or any other coins while testing different wallets or testing different projects. So, yep, Trust Wallet. You have Base Wallet, which is the decentralized wallet for Coinbase. Coinbase is a centralized exchange. It's actually pretty much like the Bank of America for crypto. But I would say it'll probably be even bigger because it has an exchange, right? And So yeah, so Coinbase, the decentralized wallet is Base. Base is an awesome wallet. They are making a lot of upgrades to where it's going to be just it's going to have a lot of aspects to it. So more than likely, a lot of people will probably end up coming into this space under by downloading the Base wallet or just having a Base wallet first or sending money from Coinbase to Base wallet or from anywhere to the Base wallet because there are going to be so many different apps and so many different just um, just so many different interactions that people will be involved in uh, to use that wallet. Even like social media in a decentralized way, there are a lot of platforms already. So yeah, so Base is integrated into that. And Base Wallet, I like Base Wallet. I'm not even gonna lie. I am pro decentralization, but I understand that Coinbase is centralized, but they also needed to make sure that they gave people what they truly want and what this arena is really about, which is people have owning their that ownership, right? It's not about control or someone owning anything or being able to tell them what they can and cannot do with their money. So Coinbase did make that move, and they created a decentralized wallet called Base. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Base if you are definitely just like getting into the space and you want something comfortable, something that will be around because Base, since Coinbase is an exchange, it is in the stock market right now. I think it's like at $300 as far as like the share price. Um, so so yeah, that would be a great intro as well. Intro wallet for anybody. Now Wallet is a good wallet. The only thing about Now Wallet that I found out is that you have to be if you're sending NFTs from, like say you get an NFT from somewhere, you have to make sure that wallet accepts that type of NFT. There are different ways that you can find that out. And eventually, you may not even have to think about that. Like Base Wallet would probably be a good wallet where you can just send an NFT and it'll definitely be there. But Now Wallet, at the time when I was using it for sending an NFT to just test even my own NFT, it never made it. It didn't make it. It didn't make it into the wallet. And then once I read up on it, I was like, oh, okay, I see why. And it's because there are different types of NFTs and there are different types of wallets that hold these different NFTs, right? Some hold all of them, some of them don't. So it's just something to keep in mind. All right. Um, Uniswap, that's a DeFi wallet. And Uniswap is major. They're like the OG in the crypto space. So Uniswap is a really good wallet for trading, for swapping, for staking as well. So I would definitely recommend Uniswap as a wallet. There is a wallet called a family wallet. This wallet is more so for Ethereum-based tokens and coins, and that's something to keep in mind. Is whether or not a wallet actually accepts all kinds of tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Those are usually like the top three ecosystems that produce coins. But you want to make sure that it at least accepts those top three. If it doesn't accept those top three, then it's something strange going on, right? Um, but the only thing is some wallets may not accept Bitcoin, you know, and a lot of wallets may only accept Ethereum tokens, NFTs, coins. Some of them may only accept Ethereum and Solana. So that's something to pay attention to. Um, yeah, but now while it accepts Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Uniswap, family only Ethereum based, but it's really good for NFTs. The user interface is perfection. I really love it. I think they still have more to do. Um, as far as their updates, they do have like a messaging feature as well, where you can send messages in between you and maybe someone else that has a wallet. And they have a browser. A lot of these wallets have browsers inside of them. So yeah, family is good, but it's Ethereum based only. So just remember that. The Rainbow wallet is an Ethereum based wallet as well. The Rainbow wallet has been around for a while. So definitely look into that wallet too. And MetaMask, I will say that anybody starting out should definitely, between base, so I'm gonna give y'all my top. So actually, I'm gonna keep going because I see like a few few more that's like in my top. I'm gonna give y'all my top 5 out of these. So MetaMask is like really the wallet that you should be using because they have a browser plugin for like Google Chrome or any other browsers, and then they also have the app, right? And I've had MetaMask the longest, so I would recommend MetaMask. I'm not sure. I don't think you can send Bitcoin in MetaMask for some reason. I don't think so. I may be wrong. I've never used it to transact Bitcoin. So it could be where it's on there now, but previously I don't think it was on there before. So yeah, so MetaMask definitely is a great wallet though. It's a great wallet if you're testing, like say if you have a project that you need to test because you're building on the blockchain space, then MetaMask is great because it gives you those different features. Um, yeah, so download it and try it out either way. Like I said, most of these wallets, you just really want to download it and maybe, feel into it, make one purchase of like $5 of a coin, $10 of a coin, and then maybe keep it there or even send it to another wallet, just to test it out or send it to a friend. Tell a friend, hey, download this wallet. I want to send you some Ethereum or anything just so you can test the environment and just see what it's about. Or you can just purchase a coin and say, hey, I'm done. I did it. And then you're through until you really like need to come back to it or something. You're just holding coins or NFTs or something. Strike is a good wallet. Strike is for Bitcoin. They also offer where you can make deposits, like literally have deposits coming from, say, like a check. Say you get paid, you can pay bills in Bitcoin on Strike. So, like, if you're getting paid from work and you want like 10% of your deposits to go into, Strike straight from your check, you can do that as well. Proton Wallet has become one of my favorite wallets because I also use their email address and the VPN and that whole system. Proton Wallet stores only Bitcoin. You can send or receive. There's no like swapping and trading and all of that. But you can definitely, it's a good wallet to send and receive and to store. And remember, these are self custody. So at any point, you can, if for some reason you lose access, you can go on any other device as long as you have your keys or your seed phrase, then you can access these wallets at any time, or your account, your bank account, literally at any time. All right, and some of these wallets you can actually literally like integrate where you can use that same wallet in another wallet. So it's just really, it's a lot that you can do. All right. So, and the last thing, I kind of already spoke on this, is basically decentralized exchanges, Coinbase, blockchain.com, crypto.com, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen, Genesis, Magic Eden, like all of these different websites or exchanges. They're centralized. Magic Eden isn't centralized, but Genesis, crypto.com, blockchain.com, Coinbase, they are centralized exchanges, which means someone else, and there are other exchanges too. BitGet, there are a lot of them. When I say a lot, there are a lot. But these are the main ones that you would probably hear about or even see in the news, um, because they've gotten that big, and they're more so like your new banks in a way, right? So, as I said, most of the time you'll still be using some of these things 50-50, because you'll probably purchase on an exchange. But now that these apps actually have exchanges like literally in them, or they have it where you're able to go through a third party to make your purchases and like swap and trade and do all these things, then you really don't even have to go on these centralized exchanges anymore. What happens is a lot of people end up going on these exchanges, or they have in the past, and you would leave your money on the exchange. But then eventually, some people will leave their money on there, and then maybe a few months later, or at some point in time, the exchange will get hacked, and next thing you know, everybody's out of money. And then, depending on the circumstance, if there's a lawsuit, or you know, depending on who stole the money or how it got hacked, you may or may not get your money back. So, and really, it would just be best to keep it in your mind that you probably won't get your money back, right? So, it's best to just, if you're really trying to come into this space, it's better for you to just start on a decentralized wallet. You can still, like I said, use a Coinbase, a blockchain.com. I like blockchain.com. That was one of the first websites that I came in on as well. Crypto.com is good. Genesis is good. They're all good, right? And they're going to get better. But again, just keep in mind the difference between decentralized and centralized. All right? So if this was helpful to you, or it made you aware of anything regarding crypto or the space in general, and what's happening, then make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I will definitely have more videos for you coming soon, and I will see you guys then. All right. Have a great day.